My name's Jake, this is Eyes on the Page, and I just got done reading Project Hail Mary. So I'm not really much of a sci-fi reader, at least I didn't think I was, but this book completely changed the way I will read going forward. It was incredible, it was engaging, the pacing was terrific. There's really, for the most part, only like two primary characters, but it works. It was very interesting in how it was written. It kind of did the whole Kurt Vonnegut Slaughterhouse-Five kind of thing where it kept bouncing back and forth between two different timelines. As our main character, Dr. Ryland Grace, wakes from a coma in space, he doesn't really have any sort of memory of how he got there or even who he is. And over time in the story, he finds himself collecting his memories of how he got there and how he got in the situation. Just letting you guys know now, there are spoilers in this. The book's been out for a while, the movie's been out. If you haven't seen it or read it, go do that. Sorry, I don't know what to tell you. Basically, Dr. Grace is up in space because he's trying to save the world from what is essentially labeled as space algae, this astrophase. It is eating the energy of the sun, which will eventually end up killing all of or most of Earth by causing a new ice age, essentially. Along with two other astronauts, scientists are sent up into space to solve a problem for this astrophase issue, but upon waking up, he finds that both his crewmates are dead. They're no longer alive. They are husks of what they used to be. They're mummies. So now it's completely up to him. He's got to kind of science the shit out of this, to use a term from The Martian, to try to save his planet. So Dr. Grace arrives at his location, Tau Ceti, to find that he is not the only one there. There is a rock alien that he makes contact with who is on the same exact mission that he was. So working together after some painstaking establishment of things like speech and other ways of communicating, the alien known as Rocky ends up moving into the Hail Mary ship with Dr. Grace. Together, they find a way to breed this other life form called Taumiba to basically eat the astrophage, which will in turn save both of their planets. I'm obviously skipping around a lot just for the sake of, speeding the plot along, because there is a lot that goes into this story. They don't leave any stones unturned. They go in great detail of explaining how and why things work, and the science is very grounded, considering like what this book is. They do an excellent job of presenting it in a very grounded way, which I appreciate. Now, this is Andy Weir's third book, and it's kind of one of those things where it's like, man, like, he could stop now. Like, I don't know where he goes from here. Like, this was an incredible book to read. It's kind of like how Stephen King started off with Carrie. Like, how do you top that? Andy Weir doing The Martian, then this. It's like, quit while you're ahead, like, you've done enough. I really enjoyed watching the relationship grow between Rocky and Grace throughout the book. I thought their dynamic was very interesting. It kind of came off like a Captain Kirk and Spock kind of relationship, which I thought was like kind of funny. Rocky is like very serious. He's not like completely devoid of like sarcasm or humor, but for the most part, like, he is definitely the straight man in this whole dynamic. I also thought it was interesting, as Dr. Grace is getting his memory back, you kind of find out that he's not like the brave, like, fearless hero that you thought. He's actually like a coward and did not want to go on this trip at all. He was totally forced. They actually had to sedate him just to get him on the ship. But yeah, I really enjoyed that aspect of it. It's not very typical that that's kind of how you kind of see your heroes play out in books or movies. I still feel kind of torn though on the whole ending. It makes sense and like I like it, but he ends up living on Rocky's planet. And I just felt like I really wanted to know what became of Earth. I know they do say that like it's fine, but like there's all this speculation of like wars could have been happening, how many people died and stuff, and I kind of wish I would have been able to explore that a little bit. Overall, I give Project Hail Mary 5 stars. It's not even a question. Super easy book for as thick as it is. It went by so fast. As for right now, what I'm reading at the moment, I'm going back and I'm reading an old school classic, Fahrenheit 451. That's just a little palate cleanser. And then after that, I'm going right into Red Rising, and I can't wait for that. It's been highly recommended. Um, I hope it lives up to the hype as much as Project Hail Mary did. If you haven't yet, give this video a like, subscribe to my channel. I'd love to keep making these long form videos like this. It's been really enjoyable so far. I'll see you next time.